What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Black Guy Senpai, aka Mid-Tier Scrub Lord, aka Mr. Don't Scrub Out. I'm here today with my teammate from Standard from yesterday. Sorry, my voice is kind of hoarse. Did a little bit of screaming yesterday. Yeah, with my teammate Darren, aka the Black Dr. Wiley.
Derp Senpai.
Yeah, Derp Senpai. So, like, my team overall didn't do that well, but he did the best. He went 7-1 with a deck that he decided to go with on last minute, and we're gonna talk about it today. So, what'd you play?
I played Murakumo. It's a last minute decision. What was it? Friday night.
Yeah,
I'm sitting down getting ready to play test. I'm like, hey, I haven't touched Murakumo in like a month. I have all the new support. Well, not the new support that's coming out in Violet, but I had the shop promos and stuff like that. I was like, I could play in my Murakumo. I have it max rarity. I could flex.
yeah.
So
Flexing is good.
I whipped it out. Had a really nice practice run with it against my friends. It performed really well, and I was like, I could play this over Angels. That'd be fine.
All right, so let's go ahead and show me your deck.
All right, let's go with the threes. We got four Zombaku.
Ooh,
Oh, SVR. This pretty standard. You always want to be on Zombaku. You get him in that lock, and it's pretty much game over at that point. Actually, two of my games yesterday ended the turn I locked them, so it didn't really even matter. Just that extra unit on board is also really, really good.
mm.
Alright, after that we got three Mandala Lord. I mean, he's pretty solid. Obviously, he's not going to stick in the deck after all the Violet support, but he can be a +2, which is always good, especially if you have the setup for it. Didn't encounter that much mass removal yesterday. Like I fought a couple Narukami, but I always had a back row and at least my Vanguard could copy with this skill. So that was pretty solid.
So, what are you gonna take him out for after Violets comes out in like a couple days?
Oh, my deck's gonna change so much. I'm probably gonna drop Zombaku down to 3, Shariki up to 4, and either 2 or 3 Zanki. The deck's gonna take a lot of
Playtesting.
adjusting and playtesting.
Okay.
And lastly, we have 2 Musashi. Now, Musashi is a really good card. He's not the thing you want to ever find yourself being stuck on, which happened to me twice yesterday, I think. One time was the game I lost, which we're not going to talk about. The other time was round 1. Oh my god, my hand round 1, I had a 3, a 2, no 1. I had the G assist, and I ended up being stuck on Musashi for a turn. The turn after that, I rode Mandalor, and he just didn't have the cards to guard me, so I ended up winning on that.
Nice.
But yeah, the build's pretty solid. Let's move
Well,
on to the twos. We have also pretty standard here.
well, we did play in standard.
You're right. For Fushimi. Now Fushimi, he puts in the work. He picks off the back row if you don't want to necessarily give your opponent too much damage. He's really good for that. If you have 4 more rear guards, he's a 14k attacker, so he's always live to hit. He's just a really solid card, and I probably gonna end up cutting him for all the new support, but I don't want to. I might try to see if I can figure out a way to keep him in.
Well, what do you think about cutting them for?
I know Resters have a grade 2 that searches for him, I think. No, that might be a grade 1, actually. There was also a grade 2 for sure Yuki that searches for her, that I'm probably going to end up putting in my deck. That's if I go for the solid Shirayuki build, which, why wouldn't I do that?
Yeah, -10 to your opponent's front rows.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a really great skill or anything.
No, no, no.
But yeah, we might find a way to keep him in there. Then we have 4 right arrestor and 4 left arrestor, because obviously you need the boys to put the lockdown on. I mean, they're both really good. Like left arresters, he's always a a 14k attacker for a Soul Blast if you have another arrestor on board. And right arrestor, right arrestor. Sorry, he's the boy that puts the hurt on your opponent. He puts them in that lock that they can't get out of.
Mm.
Well, unless they're playing like Angels or if they're on the zone playing Golds.
Or if you're playing that one really bad Royal Paladin card.
Oh, Xenon, yeah. Luxac Xenon. That could happen. But yeah.
Oh, Gears can probably get around it too, I think.
No, because they would write the 4 as rest if their Vanguard's at rest.
Maelstrom can get around it, but it's Maelstrom.
It is Maelstrom. Maelstrom most certainly could get around it, but at that point, what are you really doing?
Hey man, some people are living their dreams, alright?
Alright, for the grade 1s, we got 4 Million Rat. I don't really use him that much. I used him a couple times yesterday. He's a solid +1, get some board set up. I mean, you don't want to try to use your counter blast too much, because you need 3 counter blasts to do the Zombaku combo. But, I mean, if you're going to use him for anything, a +1's pretty nice. Then we got 4 Snipe. Now, he's a pretty good card. I mean, if you call anything from deck during your turn, he's always going to be a 12k attacker or a 12k booster. So he helps a lot for your columns, and sometimes you can just throw him on Excel Circle against like Protect or Excel, and you already have a 22k attacker. And last but not least, we have 4. I cannot pronounce his name. But it's the Spring Bears promo. I think it's like, what is this? Benjishi. He takes everyone by surprise. He's such a solid card. Your opponent calls down a Sentinel on your Vanguard attack, you get another attack. You get to put a normal unit, you get to recycle a Arrestor from your drop back to deck, and call out another copy of your Vanguard. Just throw it on an Excel Circle. You got another 22k attack coming, just because they perfect guarded your Vanguard. He's so good. So good. Glad I ended up picking those up. Oh yeah, I won a lot of games because of that, because my opponents were just like, oh man, I gotta really play around this. I gotta hard guard the Vanguard and hope he doesn't double tap me. Or they just completely ignore it for some reason. And they're like, oh, their Vanguard stack, I'm just gonna perfect guard it. And I'm like, okay, I'll just get 3 pluses. That's fine. So yeah, this card is really good.
People don't seem too smart against that.
Yeah, surprisingly, a lot of people didn't really want to read it. Or they would read it, and then they immediately forget.
Like, oh yeah.
Crazy.
Alright, and I'm assuming lastly the triggers.
I'll show you the trigger lineup. On my trigger lineup, I know a lot of people are like, oh, you're playing Exo deck, why aren't you playing fronts? Because crits put that work in. A lot of the time in this deck, you want to sit on like 1 or 2 units on board, so you don't want your opponent to damage deny you if you can help it, because you want to get to 3 so you can put them in lock. So like, you're not going to commit to a full board most of the time during the game. So the fronts aren't really going to help you, whereas the crits are always live, the crits are always going to put in pressure, get your opponent closer and closer to being at like 4 or 5, and then they're like, oh man, now I got to really be careful, because if he puts me in that Zombaku lock, I'm going to run out of resources for a turn, and that's just lights out. So yeah, I play 6 and 6, 4 heal. The draws are, you always want to hit your combo pieces, so draws are really important. And crits, self-explanatory.
And then of course heals.
Yeah, gotta play the heals.
I mean, if you don't, there are some people that play 3 heals I've seen.
I mean, I guess you could, but I'm not gonna do that. Gotta have that nice 20k body.
Okay, so do you want to talk about your matchups throughout the night, throughout the day?
Oh my gosh. Let's see what I can remember. Because my matches, most of them went really, really fast. Okay. Round 1, that was where I was struggling a lot in the beginning. I talked about that one. I think I played against Pale Moon. I opened my hand, I had 4 triggers and a grade 2. And I was like, alright, we need to fix this. Do my mulligan, draw into Musashi, more triggers, Alright, that's fine. Turn to my team, like, you guys got this?
Yeah, I won mine. It's just like I was looking over at you and I was like, why is he on Musashi? I was like, maybe I'm just seeing things wrong. Royal Paladins do that a little bit.
Well, yeah, I ended up having to G-assist for the one, of course. My opponent, he didn't really do much. Like, his turn one was just, he didn't ride Present or anything. He rode, what was it? I can't remember. It didn't have a skill, so it didn't really matter. He just rode, swung, passed, didn't hit a trigger. Next turn, he rode the chick that puts something in the soul and gets +3, but didn't call anything else, so he just swung, passed. So, like, I had a lot of time to recover my hand because he wasn't really doing much.
That's the last thing you want to let Murakumo do.
Yeah. So I got really fortunate there. I ended up having to ride Musashi. Musashi put in a bit more work than I thought he would because my opponent hard guarded it. I don't know why, but hey.
Just let it hit.
So then the turn after that, I ended up just riding the Mandala Lord and getting a full board out of that. And he was playing Pale Moon. He did his combo the turn before, but he didn't really put me on any damage, so I just ate everything. And he didn't have any cards. He had like 4 cards in hand after that, and Mandala Lord, 5 attacks. Lights up. The next round, what else after that? Oh God.
I think you faced OTT. I thought I saw you facing OTT.
I don't think I fought OTT. I think I only fought 2 Protect decks that day. One was Nubatama, and
Oh no, I was facing OTT. That was the Magus match.
what was the other deck? I might have only fought 1 Protect. I everything happened so fast.
Did
so
you get drunk after I dropped you off last night?
No. Everything happened so fast, I can barely remember it. But round 2 wasn't that hard. I finished really quick. No. Round 2 was my mirror match. That's what it was.
Oh.
I had a Murakumo mirror match. The guy didn't know what the Springfest promo did, so he just let me do whatever. I ended up rushing him because I had a really strong feeling he didn't have Zanbaku, and I was going first. So I ended up rushing him. He didn't have Zanbaku, thankfully. He ended up pushing me to 3. I put him in that lock, and that was lights out. So there wasn't much he could do. Round 3. What was round 3? Shoot. But yeah, that game lasted like 5 minutes. Round 3. I cannot remember for the life of me. And if you fought me round 3, I'm sorry. I don't remember what you were playing. I didn't register it. I won, but I'm sorry. I feel like such a jackass, but I really don't remember. Round 4, though, I think that was when we fought that team they had a really strong comp. They were Neo Nectar. Was it Genesis you were fighting, or was it Great Nature, Denzel? It was
Great Nature. No, that was round 3. That was our round 3.
Yeah.
Was
that round 3?
Yeah, that was round 3.
Okay, that was our round 3. Okay. So I fought against Neo Nectar. This game was really good. He assumed I didn't have all the pieces to do my lock, so he pushed me at 3 really quick. But spoiler alert, I did. So I put him in the lock, but he was playing super conservative. Like, he had like 12 cards in hand after the lock. He hit damage triggers, so like I wasn't really getting through his hand at all. He was playing around my promo because I had Benjishi on the back, and he just refused to perfect guard my Vanguard, so he was just perfect guarding rear guard attacks, hard guarding the Vanguard. So yeah, I put him in the lock. He survived through that. He rode a Cecilia afterwards on top of the Cecilia, so he had giant columns coming at me. But he was damage denying me because I ended up healing on my first Zanbaku swing after I put him in the lock. And he's like, oh shit, he can do Zanbaku twice this game. I'm not letting him do that. So, just trying to pick up all my rear guards any chance he got. Wasn't giving me any damage to work with. He was feeding it slow, so like he pushed me to 4. He wouldn't give me that extra damage. until he hit crits, and then he would try to push. But I just barely hung on, and eventually I was running out of cards. So I ended up having to take one of his attacks when I was at 5, and I got a 6 damage heal.
Nice.
So that was pretty nice. And like somehow I managed to push through his brick of a hand, and I top decked Mandala Lord. I already had like 3 Excel circles already, so I got the 4th. And he had like 5 cards in hand. I had what, 7 attacks. But he also hit the 6 damage heal. But like my columns are pretty big, so I ended up still pushing through his hand that turn and took the duel, or took the match.
Ooh, wrong game.
Yeah, you're right.
Match loss.
Unfortunately, both my teammates lost that lost that round. But
Yeah.
it was still a really fun round. It was really fun.
For you, yeah. When you only see one cock Alfred, and cock, I mean King of Knights.
Oh my god.
And then you don't see Exculpate against Great Nature when they have a board just saying,
Yeah,
eat me.
You need to see Escovade in that matchup.
Or at least ride more than once. And see your combo pieces and have counter blast for them. And then not fuck up your counter blast because you miscounted your blaster blades.
Yeah.
Anyway, on to round 4.
Round 4. What was round 4? I know I fought an Arakami that day. I don't think I fought them round 4.
No.
I think round 4 was against Great Nature. Yeah, I fought against Great Nature. The guy was also, for some reason, not really doing much. Like, on turn 2, he caught down, Binoculus Sliger. He did some swings in at me, but my hand was pretty much ready to go. So as soon as he pushed me to 3, he rode Hamster. I put him in the lock. I mean, he got his little nice Hamster combo. He got the double Excel circles with his 22s, but he was just pushing me for damage, and that's not something you want to do against Murakumo. So once I put him in the lock, that was lights out. He was just stuck on Hamster and couldn't do anything. So round 5. That wasn't the round I lost. I lost round 7. So round 5, that might have been Arakami that I fought.
I think so.
So this Arakami player, he was also kind of hoping to bank on the fact that I didn't have the Zanbaku combo, which I did. I always do. Whenever you're fighting against Murakumo, you should just assume that they can do it. Don't get in this mentality where like, oh man, hopefully they can't do it, because they're gonna do it. So he ended up pushing me, but after I did the lock, he got really conservative. He started picking off my rear guards, just doing all this call on place, bind, and I was running out of cards really, really quick. And I ended up 6 damage healing against him too. Because after he survived my lock turn, he burnt out my resources so he could easily guard my next turn. Then he was about to drill me, and I 6 damage heal, so that just kept me alive through that turn. And I ended up winning with double Musashi the next turn, so there's nothing he could really do about that. What did I fight after that?
Round 6. I remember round 6. I played the Nubataba. And then I got really mad because I wasn't seeing my triggers.
Was that the Royal? No. I know I fought Royals that day too.
I think that might have been it.
Royals, I had a really overwhelming advantage on him. He saw me call out arresters early, but I had 2 right arresters in my hand. I just didn't really... Because you usually want to play left arrestor first and then call a right arrestor from your deck, but I had 2 rights in my hand, so I ended up calling out left arrest. Oh, I called out 1 right arrestor, and I called out left with Zanbaku, and I was like, oh, is he not going to lock me this turn? He didn't have the other one, but I called the other right from my hand and put him in the lock. But he was asking for it. He was like, oh, what are you going to do? You're going to put me in the lock? I'm ready for it. I got you. Like, he was just egging me on, and I was like, all right. He was not ready. Well, he really wasn't ready. I was definitely in control of that match, but like halfway through, we already heard that both of his teammates had already won, so he's like, okay, since they both lost already, I'm just gonna throw away the match and I'm gonna write Escapade, even though I don't have a Blaster Blade in hand or Soul, and hope I get one.
Oh, I remember that one.
And then he didn't get it, and he just lost. But yeah, that was round 6. And round 7,
You said you wouldn't talk about round
I'm
7.
talking about round 7.
So round 8.
So round 8.
Yeah, you
The surprise round 8, because there was an estimated 7 rounds that day.
Yeah.
So, like, after we'd already packed up, we were getting ready to go and do side events and stuff. They're like, alright, stay posted, we got round 8 periods coming up. We're like, what?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, you got to fight a celebrity. Who did you get to fight?
We fought John Mendham's team. I'm not really sure who his teammates were.
I know the guy that I fought was, I don't remember, his name was Andres. He recognized me somehow last year. He's one of my 5 watchers. And I don't know the other guy. I've seen the other guy, I just don't know him.
I've seen him before too, I just don't know his name.
That weird guy in the alley.
No offense, weird guy in the alley, but he was playing Nuatama.
No, Mendham? He was playing...
No, the guy I was fighting.
Yeah, John Mendham?
No, I didn't fight Mendham.
That's right, Eric fought Mendham.
Eric fought Mendham. I fought the guy whose name I have no idea.
Alley guy.
Sure. He was playing Nuatama. He piloted it really well.
Wait, which build?
He played everything, pretty much.
Oh.
It was really good. Like, I had damaged an item. He had used all of his soul really early. So there wasn't really a lot he could do. But, like, I could tell he was just really tired. He didn't expect that 8th round. I didn't either. I really didn't want to play out the 8th round. I was really salty about what happened the round before. So, he made a few mistakes, but I ended up taking it with the lock, of course, because he was stuck on, what's that guy's name? The